In this video, I'm going to solve this rational equation, 5 over p plus 1 over 3 equals 4 over p. So the first thing we have to do, over on the side, usually the things that I identify first is what values we have to exclude, what things we would have to reject if we got them for p. So because we have a p in the denominator, we know that p is not going to be able to be 0, because if p were 0, there's two fractions there that would be undefined. Okay, so I usually just kind of keep that in the back of my head so that I know if I were to get a 0 out of this equation, I would have to reject that solution. It would be what we call an extraneous solution. So our next thing after that is for us to figure out, well, what is the least common multiple in all those denominators? Okay, if we have a p in one denominator, a 3, and then another p, the least common, it's the same thing as finding the least common denominator, but we're just going to use it in a different way. So the least common multiple for all of those denominators would be 3p. That's the expression that if I multiply the entire equation by this, we're trying to eliminate all the fractions. We're trying to clear out all the fractions. So sometimes I do this over on the side here, and I figure out what are the, I'm going to go here on the side and do my work. Okay, so my work is meaning that I'm going to do 3p. I'm showing my distributing over here. I'm going to do 3p times the first part of the equation. I'm going to do 3p times the second part. And I'm going to do 3p. It's my distributing. So I'm doing 3p to all of these. And let's see what we get. Okay, so in the first one, when I do 3p times 5 over p, my p's cross cancel. Right? P over p is 1, and what I'm left with is a 15. And in the next one, remember, it's 3p. This is really 3p over 1. So the 3 cross cancels with the 3, and we end up with a p there. Okay, p times 1, which is just p. That's all that's left with that expression. And then the last one, we have p over p that cross cancels. So what we have left here is a 3 times 4, which gives me a 12. So then what I do is I write my new equation that I just came up with. So over on the side, it's up to you if you want to do that part that I have in yellow, but I think it's a nice way to keep your work so that you can really see what cross cancels. So the new equation I have now here is 15 plus p equals 12. Okay, I just brought down my equal sign, I just brought down my plus, and I use my new expressions. And now I have a pretty easy equation to solve because I can just bring over my 15 to get p equals -3. So before I circle that, I just want to verify with what I did up above, right? I said p was not allowed to be 0, and I didn't get a 0. I got a p equals -3, so this is a valid solution. Okay, so hopefully that helps with that example of solving that rational equation.